Hello everyone and welcome back to the Random Pets Genetics LaBARKatory. And today we have another very special crossover series with our ever popular niche. So today guys, we are going to be creating what was on the tin. We are creating Tata of our nicheling gods here in The Sims 4. Because what better way to celebrate April Fool's Day than with our Trickster god himself. This is going to be really fun too, because so many of you loved the way that we recreated Banana. May he rest in peels. In Sims 4, it was so much fun to see Banana's babies. I kind of want to create his sister Banana and see what her babies would look like, so we might be doing that in the future as well. But today is going to be all about the Trickster god. So if you guys don't know, Tata is the name of our Trickster god who emerged amongst the legacy of our wonderful niche series. One of my all-time favorite series, one of my all-time favorite places to create adventures. We have fantastic, long-lasting role plays in niche. I highly recommend checking out at least maybe some of the newest of the arcs that we have done. We have a wiki with wonderful, wonderful people like Professor Callium and so many other helpers who are making it so if you're new to niche, you can dive in and understand just what the heck is going on, so that this moment, my friends, can become even more special to you. Because if you know of the great trickster god Tata, then you're going to be extra delighted now as we try to recreate him in The Sims 4. Beginning with this poor hapless Welsh Springer Spaniel, which is literally just the dog that randomized when I pulled up a puppers to begin the creation of Tata with. And I just have to say, it's so cute! It even has a little pack on. Look, it's got like all sorts of, it's got a trowel and it's got the ropes, it's got the little bag, it's ready to go. It's gonna be your adventure spaniel. It had no idea that when it signed up to join us today, it was going to be transformed into the nicheling god Tata. But I just wanted to say this is an adorable dog, and I freaking love this accessory piece. You want to know where this comes from? It's pet clothing from none other than the Kalino. So yes, Kalino made this a while ago when Jungle Adventures came out, and I was like, man, how cool would it be to have an adventure llama? And sure enough, we have adventure llamas with little adventure packs thanks to her amazing creativity. I cannot wait to return to our Sims 4 Thornberry challenge so that we can visit with our adventure llamas. But that is not for today. Today, little spaniel, you shall become a nicheling god. So let's make sure this is a big enough body type to begin with. I'm not familiar with if The Sims uses Spaniel, English, Springer Spaniel. It looks like it uses a larger body type, so we should be okay. I don't think this is a small dog body type. Of course it's not, because then these things would not have shown up, right? Let me just make sure. Yep, it's a big dog. Perfect, which means we can go ahead and get started. So little one, are you ready? This is going to be a little bit alarming. Don't panic. You are going to transform into a nicheling god. Whew. Okay, so this is what the original Tata looks like. He's been reborn in our niche series for so long. But if you need to have a little bit of a refresher about where he came from and what episode you can find him in, I will try to put a link to the episode and the little like information blurby thing that can pop up in the corner. And I will link to his wiki page if he has one. He should have one by now, unless there's been some tricks involved. So that you can figure out like when did Tata first show up, because he's been reborn in our series for so long. But this is actually his original appearance, and it's from an older version of the niche game, and it's pretty darn special. So we're gonna have to put a little bit of effort into having a no paw. I have no idea how we're going to handle webbed hind legs, and the coloration is actually pretty straightforward. So this may not be the most like exotically colored of our nichelings turned into Sims 4 creatures, but I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to at least try. So let's go ahead and start with the head shape. We kind of need a much more pointed muzzle. Here we go. We need those ears to go up. Tata has very perky ears, all the better to hear his tricks with, my dear. And let's actually, are they gonna be, ooh, there we go. Big ears, nice. Oh, I'm so excited. A little bit more down to the side of the head. It's beginning! It is beginning! Okay, let's shrink the muzzle as much as I can. So let's look at head shape. This isn't going to be quite as dramatic as Banana was, but we do want to kind of pinch that little nose in. Maybe we can do some detail edit mode. Oh, there we go! Because we want just a like tiny little muzzle. Can I? Oh, here we go. Now we're talking. Getting those details in. Can I pull up the little flappy? What do you call little flappy lips on a dog? You know what I mean? This part. Is there like a technical name? Okay, let's see. Can I shrink? Yeah, there we go. So much more narrow head. We probably need to actually pull the entire the snoot. It's not a royal snoot. Oh, there we go. Yeah, a little bit more pointed. We do want to kind of angle it so that it has a gentle slope to go with. Oh, that's much better. To go with what it looks like in niche. It looks like you're going to have a little nose bump no matter what you do. Nose matter what you do. But this really helps. It's already looking a lot more... Man, I love how detailed you can make this. It's already looking a lot more like Tata, whose original name, by the way, was actually Clay. So his original name was Clay, or I was gonna name him Clay, and he got his name as the, oh! Why didn't I do that with banana? We'll have to go back and we'll have to give Banana's lower jaw a yank out because I had no idea you could do that. That's the first time. This is a new trick that the Trickster God has just taught me. That is so cool. I think that's gonna be pretty good on the face. We do want to try to make it like so. Okay. What about the eyes? The eyes were a little bigger. And I feel like they were focused. Yes, there we go. It's hard to see, but I'm actually changing their center of focus to be a little bit more forward. Like the nicheling's eyes tend to kind of be looking down the bridge of their nose. Speaking of which, I kind of want it there. There we go. Yeah, the nicheling eyes tend to be looking down the bridge of their nose, so I definitely want that. We need to give him a little brown nose, by the way. And let's go ahead and give him light brown eyes. And, oh, this is already looking a lot more like him. Like, I wish I could make it look less like the dog is sort of frowning. Or, excuse me, Tata is sort of frowning. But we'll just have to make do. Let's go ahead and take off all of the clothing that we have got. And I actually don't remember what kind of tail Tata had. I wish I could give him a twirly-doo tail. There's not really twirly-doo tails in niche. I wish I could give him, I mean, we could give him like a multi-tail. Oh man, the multi-tail isn't working. We could give him a fluffy tail. Did he have fluffy tail? Did he have like no tail? I can't remember what kind of tail he had, and I can't see it in the picture. So I'm actually gonna give him a twisty tail because he's twisty tricky Tata, and we can change that in the future if we need to. But all right, so here's where things are gonna get a little more interesting. The general shapes are all kind of already there. The coat color is not going to be nearly as tricky as it was, which is kind of, you know, ironic because Tata's the Trickster God, as it was when we were working with Banana. We do want to, I think this, he had big body, so we do want to maybe give him a bit more, yeah, just a bit more oomph up top. It's too bad there's not like a lion mane sort of thing that you can put on your Sims yet. That would be a really cool piece of custom content, is like a lion mane sort of appearance. So let's see what would match having a big body for Tata the Trickster God. Oh, this is perfect! This is so perfect! Oh, wonderful! Okay, we found it. And then we want to actually change the coat pattern to just one solid coat pattern. There we go. That's not completely solid, but hey, why not get a little bit of variation going on? And then the coloration is actually going to be, let me make sure I can get this right. Yeah, the coloration is going to be kind of like this lighter, almost sandy brown. And let's wiggle through that a little bit to make sure we get just the right color. Gosh, he comes out so orange this way. You look at it and you're like, yep, that's brown. And no, they didn't end up making like an orange dog. It's not what, orange nicheling, pardon me. Not quite what I'm going for. Let's try this one. Well, this is a little closer. Ooh, that's much closer. That's much nicer. So then what if we did this? A little closer again. And then let's actually maybe, whoop. Okay, that's right. Then we would have to start playing with the fancy stuff. I think if we kind of do like a little blended mix, this actually looks really good to me. Yes, especially when you come from this side. The shadows look fantastic. All right, friends. Those were the easy things. Those were the ridiculously easy peasy things that we would have absolutely no trouble with. Now it's time for something a little more dramatic, because Tata kind of has some really interesting legs. So we're actually going to come up and we are going to take, as terrible as this seems, let me see if I can find it. Left foot, right leg. Well, we're actually going to go ahead and he is missing his, he has a deformed leg, basically, is one of our big issues. Oh no, and it's not gonna show right. Tata, stop with your tricks. He's like, nope, I'm being reborn in The Sims. I am not going to be missing a leg. Oh no, so I wonder if it's just the fur pattern we're using. It is the fur pattern we're using, which is unfortunately the perfect fur pattern for him. But apparently Tata of The Sims 4 is like, I'm not gonna be missing a leg. Are you absolutely nutter butters? If I'm gonna be showing up, I'm not gonna be missing that paw. So I guess we will not be able to do that. To be honest, I'm not that sad, because it's always sad when you're like missing puppy paws. So he has rejected that. And then he has webbed hind feet, which we don't really have, but this I think is the closest we can come to webbed hind feet, where we'd have hooved feet on the back and kind of these paws in the front with claws on them. I think that's going to be the closest I can come with the current custom content that we have to trying to recreate like the front pieces that he's got going. Let's see what else we can do to really make this happen. You're being tricky, Tata. You're being very tricky. For sure we need to have the top floof, the mane that we have got. So let's see what we can get with the mane. Is there anything? There we go! Oh, I'm so happy! Look at that! Oh my gosh, Tata, you're looking good, buddy. I am so happy with that. I wish we could make it a little bit more dramatic, but alas, we cannot. But what I do think we can do... No, I can't do that. What I do think we're gonna do is we're actually gonna come over to the coat pattern and we're gonna do a little bit of editing, because the Tata so far is really resisting being too fancy. But what I'm actually thinking we should do is add his gemstones. I think having the gemstone pieces, and we can even do it with this, yes! Having the gemstone pieces on his chest would be a fantastic way to really denote that he is indeed a nicheling. So let's put one there. This actually works out so perfectly. One there. There you go, Tata. You look so much more like you with the nicheling gemstones. I love that. Oh my gosh. Can we do anything else? Can I give him like a little bit of... Let's come in again. And let's actually grab his coat color. Can I darken it a little bit? Maybe like a little bit of orange sideburns that we have going on. Maybe actually. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and rotate that brush a little bit. See, never give up, friends. A little bit of extra work here and there. And I think what we'll do is we'll actually kind of come in and edit the top of his head. That looks so much more like him. Yeah, when you just go that extra little mile. And thankfully, we can just come on back. And he did have bright orange hair. And what we can do is we can leave his mane so that it really kind of floofs up. But we can pretend it's just kind of a floofy bit of this part of his fur, where he's kind of got his top mane coming on in. Excellent! Welcome, Tata, our nicheling god. Oh, there we go. There we go, buddy boy. Now, and then some little fluffs. The way that like your hair doesn't quite sit perfectly down at the bottom of your ears. And we'll come right over here to kind of, well, he's got that gap actually. There. All right. How's that? Much more like him. A little bit of finesse kind of needed. We weren't able to actually take away one of his paws, which honestly, I don't feel that bad about. And we don't really have webbed hind legs, even though that would be such a fascinating custom content piece to add. I swear if I could just like commission people to do pet custom content for me, I totally would, because I have so many ideas. But all right, so there we go, guys. We have created Tata the Trickster God. Let's give him... Let's go ahead and give him his name. Tata the Trickster. Wonderful. And let's see what kind of traits we would give him. Definitely not the loyal trait. He is much more tricky than that for sure. I would say he is highly independent. Well, he does like to tease people though. He's highly playful for sure. I would say he is extremely a troublemaker. Very much a troublemaker. And honestly, I think that he is pretty stubborn. He does not like being told what to do. Oh, I wonder if we managed to make him. What do you guys think? Here, we'll do a little comparison. There we go, side by side. What do you guys think? Did we manage to recreate Tata? I kind of wish I could get his eyes all one solid color. Do I have something where I could do that instead? I can get all white eyes, but unfortunately I can't make his eyes. Maybe a little bit of a darker color is good for him. I think a darker color is good for him, actually. That looks much better. All right, there we go. Well, you guys know how we have to wrap things up now, don't you? I'm gonna roll a dice, and the dice, of course, rolled off the table and under my desk. You would do that to me, Tata. You would do that to me. But let's go ahead and have a trio of Tata pups, perhaps. Should we do that? Oh, actually, I'm kind of curious. Once we start creating the nichelings, oh, you guys, that would be so exciting, because once we start creating the nichelings, we could save them and we could see what their babies would look like in The Sims 4. The ideas! Tata, thank you. Thank you very much. Let's actually go ahead and see what 3 of his puppies would look like if we manage to just let him roam loose in our Sims 4 world. So we're going to play with genetics. Hello, little one! And we're just going to have an unknown parent with 3 babies, 1 son who looks just like him, 1 daughter who does not look like him yet, and what? What are you gonna grow up into, little one? We'll have to have more of his babies in the future, but this is just kind of a preview. Let's go from the last one, an all-white Lala! What are you doing here? I just realized this in our nicheling world, an all-white nicheling born like this would be Yuki or Lala reborn. And of course, it seems that Yuki or Lala had to come and see what our trickster god was up to. I know so many of you are going to be tickled by that. Oh my gosh, even the big fuzzy body. Look at that. Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. And the twirly-doo tail. Then we have this. This one, oh, this is gonna be so much fun. And finally, Tata's 3rd kid for the day, who actually looks amazing. This is gonna be so much fun, you guys. We'll be able to do a lot once we start getting these nichelings on in and really creating some fascinating mixed breeds. We might even get some cool ideas for more adventures in our nicheling stories. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Do please leave a like for our wonderful trickster god. What do you think with the resources available? Do you think we got pretty close to recreating him in our Sims 4 random LaBARKatory? And who would you like to see transfer over from one of our other adventures and enter the LaBARKatory for the future? I'm pretty curious. For instance, there's a little part of me that wonders what kind of children Tata might have with, say, our puppy Holly or Lily, or some of the other dogs that we have in our other series, or perhaps Tata, a fox? A trickster fox in the trickster god? It's perfect. We'll have to see what happens in the future. But alright, thank you guys so much. Do please leave a like for our wonderful Trickster God. Do please consider subscribing to join this and literally thousands more adventures with several wonderful genetic challenges coming up. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!